Ronald E. Baum was born on July 22nd, 1965 in Altoona, Pennsylvania to Merle and Constance Baum. He had two brothers named Brian and Jody and a sister named Kelly. He went to Altoona Area High School and he was on the soccer team and he was a member of the ski club before he graduated in 1983. He worked at Hoss's Steak and Seafood for a while before he decided to enlist in the Marines along with his brother Brian in 1986. He was sent to Parris Island, South Carolina for training not too long after he enlisted, and when he graduated he would be assigned to 1st Battalion, 4th Marine Regiment as an assault man, and he would be stationed at Camp Pendleton, California. In 1992, he was reassigned to 1st Battalion, 9th Marine Regiment, but he stayed on Camp Pendleton. During that time, he would participate in Desert Shield and Desert Storm. At some point in 1992, he would change his MOS to Interrogation Translation Specialist, and in 1993, he would go to the Defense Language Institute in Virginia to learn Spanish. After he graduated, he was reassigned to the 1st Intel Company, 1st Surveillance Reconnaissance Intelligence Group, and he would continue to be stationed at Camp Pendleton. He was at Camp Pendleton for about 10 plus years. So he was at Camp Pendleton for quite a while. At some point, he had met a woman named Cynthia Lynn Cook, and they would be married in 1993. I don't have the years down of when they had their children, but they would go on to have 3 children, 2 boys named Ronald Jr. and Derek, and a girl named Taylor. He would work with the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit on 2 West Coast deployments, one of which appears to have taken place in 1998. I'm not exactly sure. I'm thinking it was 1998 because I couldn't find an exact date, but he helped evacuate 172 people in Eritrea during a border dispute with Ethiopia. After his work with the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit, he was reassigned to Company K, 1st Battalion, 25th Marine Regiment, and he would be sent to Top Sham, Maine to work as an instructor at the Navy Survival, Evasion, Resistance, and Escape School. In 2003, he would change his MOS once again to Counterintelligence Specialist, and a year later, he would be reassigned to 2nd Counterintelligence Human Company, 2nd Intelligence Battalion, 2nd MEF, and he would take part in Operation Enduring Freedom and Djibouti. I'm not sure how long he was home for, because it doesn't give exactly when he got home, but after he got home from Djibouti, he volunteered to go to Iraq to serve as the Human Exploration Team's Chief Support in the 2nd Battalion, 2nd Marine Regiment, sometime in the earlier part of 2004, because this next part. On May 3rd, 2004, during a combat operation in Al-Anbar province, the Al-Anbar province of Iraq, they were attacked, and while doing his best to make sure the Marines under his command were safe, he manned the turret, putting himself at risk when a rocket hit him in the turret, killing him instantly. His body was returned home, and he was buried in Mount Moriah Cemetery in Philadelphia, PA, and after his passing, there would be Marines who would send letters to his family that would talk about his character and his spirit and his leadership, and I mean, this guy did a lot. A funeral mass was held for him on May 18, 2004, at the Cathedral of the Blessed Sacrament in Altoona that was attended by hundreds of people. That, like I said, this guy did a lot, probably made a lot of friends in the military, definitely probably had friends outside of the military, and can't forget his family, so there was hundreds of people that wanted to come and say their goodbyes, and I'm pretty sure if any of the Marines survived the attack, they probably wrote back to his family. They might have gone to pay their respects too. During his time in the service, he earned the Navy Sea Service Deployment Ribbon, the Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal, and he won those multiple times from what I could find. Like, I didn't put the exact years, but he won them at least 3 or 4 times, if not more. The Southwest Asia Service Medal, which he got twice in 1991, from the list that I found, apparently he got that medal twice. In 1991, the Kuwait Liberation Medal in 91, the Joint Meritus Unit Award in both 98 and 2003, the Navy and Marines Commendation in 2000, 2002, and 2004, but he was only given 2 gold stars instead of a third award for that. He got the Iraq Campaign Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, the Purple Heart, the Navy and Marine Corps Achievement, the Combat Action Ribbon, and at some point in time he was awarded the Navy Unit Commendation and the Navy Meritus Unit Commendation. I couldn't find for the last two. I couldn't find the exact dates, but like I said, I didn't put the exact years, but the awards that I listed there, basically he got the order I listed him in is the order of when he would have gotten them. So the very beginning is like in around the beginning of his career in the military and the Marines. And then the further down you go, it's like closer to like the 2000s and that, except for, like I said, the last two. Last two I couldn't find an exact year as to when he got those medals. Alright, so that's Ronald Baum. It took me a while because I had to kind of like sort the information and make sure I had it right because of how much stuff he did, because he didn't serve in just the more recent war on terror. He served during the Gulf War, and he did other things that took place before the Gulf War. So, like I said, the guy did it, but he he did quite a bit during his career in the Marines. But yep, I found a new website called Together We Served, and I I'm kind of trying to figure it out. It's just because it looks like it's for people that want to add somebody that's served or is serving, and like list all their achievements in that. So I'm kind of trying to use that as another resource just to double check. Because hopefully the information's correct. I would hope that the people that put the information down put the right information down if they have it, because it's basically if you have, I don't know, like a grandparent that you find out was in the military, you can go in and make an account, and if they're still alive and it can give you the information, you can help them put that on. Because I don't know about you guys, but my grandparents weren't very tech savvy. My daughter's grandfather will be, her grandparents will be, because they grew up in that day, and they didn't grow up, but they knew how to work that day and age. Because I grew up with that, but my grandparents just could not. So yeah, it's a nice little thing for people to go online and post things about service members that were in their family. So, alright, so on to the next soldier.